Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the online portion of your Sustainability in the Environment Lab. I hope everybody's getting into the rhythm of the semester. And I know it's kind of weird, this 1 week in person, 1 week online lab format, but yeah, we're all doing what we can here. So thank you for bearing with us as we figure out how to navigate this unique semester together. So lab 3 is the lab for this week. In your lab manual, it's called Visualizing Human Impacts from Space. And we will be doing that by using Google Earth's free software. You can download Google Earth Pro from the website right there, google.com/earth. And it is free. And Google Earth they do have a browser version, but it doesn't have nearly as many capabilities. And the whole lab is based around the free software, the desktop software that you can download. You shouldn't have any problems. I have a pretty old laptop, and it still runs on that. But if for some reason you find that you can't use the software on your computer, there is a computer lab in Lenore Hall that is even open. It's open all week. It's even open on Saturdays, that you have access to. And those computers already have the Google Earth Pro software downloaded. And that goes for the rest of the online labs as well. If you ever have computer issues and you need another computer, those are available to you as students of CSU. So my computer isn't working, or my computer ate my homework, is not really a valid excuse for not turning in your lab, because you do have computers available to you in the computer lab. It's in Lenore Hall, right across the hall actually from where you do your in-person lab, room 125 or 126, one of those. But anyway, so your first step to complete this lab, as always, read the introduction in your manual. And then after that, go download the Google Earth Pro software. If you go to that site, you just scroll down and you'll see where it says download Google Earth software. And then you can watch this, you do want to watch this YouTube video that introduces some of the tools. It's a basic introduction to Google Earth, and it'll give you all the information that you need basically to answer the first 6 questions. And I don't know if it's mentioned in the video, but to use Street View, there's a little figure that pops up with the rest of the tools in the top right. You just drag and drop that little guy, that little person, onto wherever you want to Street View. And then you can look around from the street, and then you just click Exit Street View when you're done with that. Next, after you answer those questions, you'll watch another video on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube videos in this lab on historical imagery, and that'll give you the info you need to answer 7 and 8. And then there's one more video, I promise it's the last one, on how to make a line or a path in Google Earth. And with all of this information combined, from those 3 videos, you'll be able to answer the rest of the questions. And just a reminder here, there's a question that asks you to circumnavigate an island. To circumnavigate means to go all the way around something, obviously. And then when you're creating a path during your circumnavigation, you can make as many points along the path as you like. when you're making a line, it's just point A, point B, 2 points. But with a path, you can make, so if you have some edges, some oddly shaped edges around your path when you're, going around this island, you can make as many points as you like to work your way around. Another note, there's a question where it asks you to type in coordinates. When you're doing this in Google Earth, you just need the numbers. Do not include the degrees in latitude, degrees west, longitude as it's written in your lab manual, or it won't recognize that. The way Google Earth works is automatically imply this is the format, so it knows that this first number here. I don't know where my mouse cursor went. There it is. The first number is always going to be in Google Earth. It's always going to be latitude, and the second set of numbers is going to be longitude. That's just the format, and then it knows that it's north because it's positive. South is negative, and same thing with the longitude. Negative means west, positive means east. So you don't need to include anything but the numbers separated by a comma. There's also a question that asks for a specific date using the historical imagery tool, and the easiest way to do this is there's a little magnifying glass up in when the historical imagery window pops up that zooms out and zooms in on dates. So all the way zoomed out, you're moving year to year, and then you can zoom in even closer, do it month, look at imagery month to month, day to day, even minute to minute when it's all the way zoomed in. Alternatively, there's a little in the top right corner there. There's a little wrench icon, and if you can't get to the date that you need using the slider, you can click on that, and you can manually type in the date in a little box in there if you want to bypass all the sliding and the zooming in and out. And then that's pretty much all the info you need to answer the remaining questions. 16 through 25. There's 25 total questions. Just a few hints and clarification on some of the questions. There's one that asks about the Puente Hills landfill. Asks you to measure the diameter. For this, you only have to measure the top, the very plateau of the landfill. And it mentions, just want to clarify so there's questions that ask you to look at something from a certain eye elevation, which you'll see this little bar in the bottom right corner of your screen. So the eye altitude is what you're looking at, like how high up you are. Your eye's view is your bird's eye view, whereas elevation refers to the elevation of the object on the ground in accordance with sea level. Just a clarification. So if you have something that says, if you have a question that says zoom, out to like 11 miles, that's your eye altitude, whereas your elevation here, when there's questions that ask you to compare the elevation between 2 points, that'll be the elevation here, and you can see that wherever you move your mouse cursor, it gives you the elevation of that point. Or if you want to get really detailed. You can use the street view to drag and drop your little person onto there to see what the elevation is if you were to be standing at that point. And like I said, just answer questions 1 through 25. Don't worry about the final page. There's on the last page there's a list of continents, exercise. Don't worry about that. Just 1 through 25. And as always, you can find, along with this video, you can find a discussion board and a Dropbox for the lab and the lab module on Cougar View. And to submit the lab, you can again scan it or take pictures of the completed pages in your lab manual, then upload them onto Cougar View. And all I ask is that you submit these pages, these pictures, in a PDF or JPEG, PGN, anything but .heic. The reason for this is because that format is exclusive to Apple products. I have a Windows computer, so I can't open those files without converting them first, and that's very time consuming when you have a lot of papers to grade. So if you do have a MacBook and the only picture format that it'll output is .heic, all I ask is that there is a conversion tool available online at this website that you can go to convert to JPEG. So yeah, just please do that. Convert it to JPEG and then submit it. Make it a lot easier for me. And I appreciate it. This is a pretty cool lab, to me at least. Google Earth has a lot of interesting capabilities. And yeah, have fun, and I will talk to you guys soon.